All right, Lunch with Pastor Mike. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be in Psalm 100. I'm going to read verses 1 through 5. Shout with joy to the Lord, O earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him singing with joy. Acknowledge that the Lord is God. He made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and go into his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. His unfailing love continues forever, and his faithfulness continues to each generation. What kind of learner are you? Studies show that if you read something, you can learn it, right? You can understand it and put it in your mind. But the truth is, if you read something and then you hear somebody else talking about it, that your retention level, the ability to learn and recall, goes up. But then if you read it and somebody else also reads it to you, but then if you see a visual with it, all of a sudden the retention level goes up even higher. But if you will take what you've read and maybe hear somebody else also come along reading it, and you see a visual, but then you go and become an active part of what you've read, you take it and put it into action when you participate in it, then that is the greatest opportunity, the greatest way to learn. I believe you can sit in a class and you can learn a lot, but if you really want to learn, then you need to teach. There's just something that happens the more active that we are in situations. I try to use this method as much as I can, and one of the areas I use it for, and it takes a lot of patience for me, is with teaching my children. I try not just to tell them what to do. I try not to just to show them what to do, but I try to let them be part of it and to grow and experience and succeed and fail through that. And this is what God is saying here. Is one thing to know about God. It's one thing to know about the songs of God. It's one thing to know about the truth of God, but it's a whole different level when we are active participants in this. True? That's why he says, shout with joy. When was the last time that you just stopped and shouted with joy with the blessings of God in your life? That you were just so overjoyed, you just shouted out like you would when you shout for joy when your team wins the Super Bowl. When's the last time you were so excited about something? You're like, God, you are awesome, man. Worship with gladness, he says. Not just come and worship, we all worship, and sometimes we'll raise our hand, but with gladness. Do you worship with a spot like you anticipate and you're just so excited just to be in front of God? And sometimes that worship, it can happen in church, I get it, but for me, worship happens a lot of times with a rod and reel. Worship happens for me many times with a bow in my hand, okay? Worship happens so many times when I'm throwing a ball back and forth with one of my kids. So be active in that, but also give praise to God. Acknowledge that the Lord is God. That not only is he the Savior of your life, but he is the God of your life. And then just enter his courts with thanksgiving. Enter into what God's doing and saying, I am thankful, God. Gratefulness is one of the areas that we miss out in life. We just are not grateful the way we should be. So I'm going to challenge you today, and here's my challenge. Take time today to be actively involved with the Lord. Actively. Take, not just hear, but take that head knowledge, put it into heart knowledge, and then let it go out of your mouth and out of your hands. Actively with your family, actively with your friends, actively with your coworkers, actively just with your body, and watch your faith. Watch your faith and your joy grow today. All right, this is Lunch with Pastor Mike. Have a blessed day.